The actual trick is, but don't tell anybody. Shh.
Don't tell anyone. We're telling everybody that's listening.
Beep.
Hey, there's a chick on my app.
Right, I'm just saying women aren't meant to fight. You have tiny, hollow bones.
Don't you think you're doing a lot of genderizing?
What?
Don't be a pussy. Join Cobra Kai.
I was a natural cobra.
I'm really excited that you're here. I'm here with Jeff Kaplan. You play Cruz on Cobra Kai.
Woohoo!
1, 2, and 3, baby. And we're chilling on the beach with our sunglasses.
Yes. We're cruising.
We're cruising. I have to take them off though again because I can't actually see you in them. So yours are cooler than mine. But I'm excited that you're here. Not only do you play Cruz, but you do so much. I mean, you're an all-around artist. You filmmaker, photographer, musician, director, actor. The list just kind of kept going as I was looking you up, and I was in awe.
Wow. You do your research.
It wasn't hard.
That's awesome. Yeah, thanks. I just love to create, and I'm always up to something, and I'm surrounded by other creatives. Atlanta is just such a great hub for it, and that's where I was raised. And I don't know, from day one as a kid, I was acting, and then acting led to music, acting led to filmmaking, and then it went to nightlife, entertainment, and then directing and editing, and it just fashion. There's just always something to do, and I don't really want to box myself into any of them. I'm like all of them. I like to create. I think everybody should too. I like to inspire too. So hopefully I do that in the process.
I love that. I mean, I know, it's been your whole life, but was there any one moment you could pinpoint where you were like, oh, this is what I was meant to do?
No, I don't know. It was because we were growing up as little kids, we would run away from dinner and put together a show and come perform it for our parents and the dinner guests. So that was always something. We had my mom, she had this speaker system with a microphone, and she had it from her old restaurant, and we just always had fun with it. I remember when one of my holiday gifts was a stand-up microphone with the push foot button that sang along, and I just was always rocking out. So performing was always the thing. But when I actually was, I went to high school, I always doing stage plays, but then when I went to high school, film class opened up. And once that happened, then I realized how much control I can have. As I didn't have to sit around and wait for projects to come to me. I could write and direct and edit as whatever I wanted to do. So I did that, and that was kind of really if that's the closest thing to what would answer your question. I think when that happened, I realized there was a lot I can keep doing. And music happened following that, and then it was just okay, I gotta, if I want to be this actor, then I gotta learn this filmmaking thing, and then, well, if I want to do the filmmaking, I got to learn every aspect of it. And I had a great teacher, Steve Young, at North Springs High School in Sandy Springs in Atlanta, Georgia. And he taught me so much of just getting out there and creating. Every week, he'd be like, all right, now this week, taught us the basics. And then he was like, all right, now this week, y'all go do a music video. Go. And then we'd be like, all right, here's a music video. And then we'd sit around as a group, we'd talk about it. And basically all he'd end up saying most of the time was he'd be like, fun, I like it. Now you're doing a documentary. All right, let me be like, boom, 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 just all sorts of different things. And meanwhile, I was also in the stage performance classes too. So, I mean, by the time I was a senior in high school, I was only in school for one period of film and one period of acting. And the rest of it I was doing in packets at home.
Living the life. I love that. Oh my goodness.
Marley. Wait, that was Marley, right?
Yeah, Marley. There he goes. Someone else came downstairs. Someone better came along. But I feel you on that. I in my senior year of high school was taking all of my broadcast classes and all my English classes, figuring out. I mean, I got lucky to go to a high school like you did that offered stuff like that. And I love storytelling as like an art form for me, I would say is the one that I focus on. So I go to school for journalism, and I love hearing people's stories. I love sharing people's stories. And I do it in a very basic way. I don't do it very artistically, I would say. But I get in there, I go with my little camera, I tell my stories.
Cool.
Yeah, but I mean, I love the work that you've been doing. I saw your photography. It's really awesome. We had to take a still photography course as part of our college program for broadcast. I don't know why, because I was horrible at it.
Oh, wow, but hey, you did it. Like, I wish I had realized that while I was in high school. I didn't pick up photography itself until 2008. And I did it at first realizing that this was an extremely amazing networking tool that I was working with some friends, and we developed a nightlife group that I would go out with them every single night. I took out a camera, I got a camera, and I just learned by doing. I mean, I learned film already, so I had learned how to set up a shot. And I actually did learn that, like, how to really look at camera angles when I was in English class, which was interesting. Like, it was like the first time, like I was a freshman in high school, I stopped just watching movies. I realized like what was actually happening. They told me like about camera angles and why this angle is happening. And then I'm like, oh, and I could never watch a movie the same again. And so I kept, then I went up every single night practically for like a couple years taking pictures in nightlife. And then during the day, I'd go out and I'd just meet up with people that I meet, and I'd do photo shoots. So at night, I would go through all these different night spots, and even if I wasn't getting paid, I was just there and I took pictures of everybody. And I'd give them my card and I'd be like, JKap Productions, go to my website, download the photo for free. When you'd go to my website, my music would start playing, my videos would start playing, and you'd be like, what's going on? And so you either like try and stop it, or you'd be like, this is pretty good. What is this? So in due time, they started calling me for work all over the place. And everybody got the gist of what I was doing. And I started making music publicly. Like, I've been already making music since high school as a junior, in like 2004. And I started making music publicly with somebody named Paris Schulman. And we made this song called I.O. and it went viral, like over 300,000 views, like nearly overnight. And we were just like, well, okay, well, we're really onto something. And every step of the way, we'd shoot another video, and more people would come together. And then we met people who are better in all these different places. And so the team could grow, and just, I could start shedding off certain departments where I could then hone in on certain ones that I was supposed to do. And it just kept growing and growing and growing. And the business just moved. And it's gigantic now. Right Media Group, that's a huge company. And but back to where I was doing the photography during the day, like I do that at night, and that would just be like promotion. But then during the day, I'd meet up with one of my best friends, my brother, Russell Dreyer of Creative Eye Photography. And we just go out every day and we'd call people up and we'd do some photos. And he went to school for it. Like, he went to college. He went to Creative Circus in Atlanta, which is a very prestigious photography school. And so he just had this extreme trained knowledge So while I'm sitting there learning by doing, and I had this understanding of how to set up a shot, he was also showing me all this other stuff that like would hone in on the craft of portrait photography. And eventually the club photography side of things kind of subsided as I moved into my music, and then the acting picked up when I got casted in Meet the Browns, which I signed with an agency, JKap, here in Atlanta. And she's amazing. They're amazing. Joy and Jamie. I couldn't be more thankful for them. They've opened up these opportunities. You know, they were the ones who got me in front of everybody at Cobra Kai. And you know, just things when you're doing all these different things, sometimes some things become a little more of a focus than the others. And so like in the middle, the filmmaking career and the music career started really happening because it was all on our own. Like, I mean, I'd get jobs and then I'd turn around and produce my own music videos. Well, everybody's music video in the company. And then it moved to, and then one day I was like, wait a minute, I'm not getting as many auditions as I was doing. And Joy's like, yeah, Jeff, yeah, you're a little distracted over there. I was like, okay, you know what? Let's get back to this. And then like within a year of getting back to things, Cobra Kai booked it. And that was amazing. I mean, when I got the call and they gave me the offer, I didn't believe it. I was just like, I fell to the floor. I ran around the house. I was screaming, freaking out. I was like, holy crap, this is legendary. The Karate Kid, no way. I mean, who didn't know about the Karate? Who doesn't know about the Karate Kid?
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. And it's so funny how it started out, you almost bamboozling people into stumbling upon your website and finding your work. It was my favorite part of it. Like, they might click on, they might try to stop it, or they might like it. Like, I love that. And it's that work ethic and the drive, just kind of, and it's the best way possible, tricking people into finding you.
Well, and give them something, buy free photos of their memories of their nights. I don't ask for anything other than, once you get there, maybe watch it or maybe don't. I don't care, but you got to push pause to get to the video, to the photos. So, hey, I think it worked a little bit.
I do need one story from you. I need to know, as a sports fan, I saw you spent a weekend with Gronk.
I did.
In photography.
Yeah. That was recently. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of work for a doctor here who specializes in a lot of regenerative care that is does elective style stuff like stem cells and different just all sorts of different stuff. They even do like tattoo removals and things like that. And every now and then they call me in to do something with some pretty big athlete. And one day it was Gronk. And to tell you the truth, I didn't know who Gronk was. They called me. See, I don't follow sports. Once I got to high school, I stopped focusing on it. Before high school, I was a basketball player. I was point guard, shooting guard. My dad was the best coach ever. And yeah, once I got my best friend, Russell, who I was telling you about, the photographer, he calls me and he's like, he's also not a big athlete guy, but he plays Madden all the time. So he knew who Gronkowski was. And he's just like, dude, this is huge, man. And I was like, okay, cool. And I hung out with Gronk for 3 days. We just went out, we ate, we did photos, we went out and, just partied. We, I watched him play catch with kids on the side of the street and rode around in a Sprinter van and partied with Dr. Rick and Brett Chance. Brett Chance is one of the guys who I did all the nightlife stuff since we just got out of high school. And he is always hustling, and he opened up this door. And yeah, Recently did another one with like a wrestler named Mojo, who also used to play with Gronk, pretty sure. He's a football player too. And then the other day was doing one for um, some ex quarterback Super Bowl winner, and it's just a fun ride, this industry, because it's always throwing me into something else. And I mean, like, I'm like, what I do is I'll shoot stuff like that, and then some days I'm doing, you know, like portrait work. Some of it's really spicy and some of it's very clean and family oriented. And then, you know, over the weekend I'm doing a wedding videos, and then next week I'm shooting a music video for 2 Chainz or Ti or you know, all these I mean, like, when you can list off all the names of the artists that I've worked with in the music video world, I mean, you just list off everybody in the hip hop world. Yeah, I mean, more, give it like 4 years ago to 5 years prior to that. That was when I was in the bulk of my music video world. I mean,
Yeah.
2 Chainz, we did a lot of 2 Chainz, Waka Flocka, Diddy, Rick Ross, everybody. I mean, Big Sean, Lil Wayne, everybody. It was this company, Right Media Group, is like the top when it comes to music video production. And they moved into the next level of digital world, where they're shooting with giant robots, like shooting, the robots are doing the cameras and they're sitting back and like, and then they've got these gigantic like LED screens, like the way that they shoot The Mandalorian. This is next level cutting edge stuff that this company has moved into. And yeah, it's just really cool. But like, when I got back into working with Joy Purvis, with Jay Purvis again, and got back into Cobra Kai, it was when I decided that my music, I'm supposed to be jumping in front of the camera more. And so I started finding personal ways of finding, you know, structured income that would be in things like, I worked for a company called Bomb Sauce, which is a vape company, for like a whole year and a half, where every week we would just make skits and I'd be in them and we'd be acting and we would just promote the next vape bottle. And then from there, you know, I went to corporate world of doing major window tinting company, multi-million-dollar mega company, where I was on salary. And then that's National Glazing Solutions, which is #1 every year. And they just will do all these major structures, and I would just fly drones and videotape everything and edit it up. I did a lot of real estate work, and all of this in the meantime of doing Cobra Kai. And so and all of them supported it. So they were like, they thought it was awesome, you know. They're like, this is so cool that we got a Cobra Kai actor working with us. And they'd be like, I'd be like, all right, I gotta go film for a couple weeks. And they'd be like, all right, just take off, we'll cut you out of the clock, go do that, come back when you're done. And you know, then COVID hit, and you know, everybody had to stop working.
Yeah.
So that changed a lot of stuff. And I moved from being in Atlanta up north, where I was more in the suburbs and focused on a structured corporate world, where I was a little tucked and watching the creative world from the outside, not really doing the like music as much as I should have. But and now I jumped right back into the gut. I moved back right into the gut of Atlanta artist creative world, Inman Park. And I'm surrounded, my roommates are other filmmakers who are like me 5 to 10 years ago, running the music video game. And the other ones are a DJ running around all the city and just spinning. That's Nick May and Zach DeBroca. And and we go by the Spicy Boys. Nick is always saying everything's spicy. I love it. It's a great, and they surround themselves with more rock stars, and just our neighbors are rock stars, and it's just amazing, right? Right now, I couldn't be happier with where things have led me. I'm back in my super creative roots, and I've got the support of an amazing fan base of Cobra Kai and all of the people that I've met over the many years. The support is so strong, and just such a blessing, and it's just amazing to feel. It's such an amazing feeling. That just I don't know what to say. I couldn't be more thankful and appreciative. And aside from all that, I couldn't have done this without the most supportive family in the world. This is like my mother, my father, my brother, my sister. I mean, everybody's got their thing. My brother and my dad are more like business marketing, and my sister is more like art education. She lives in Singapore. She just had a baby. And I've got a massive extended family too, and everybody's so excited. I'm definitely the wild creative one of the family. And
I could have guessed. You got that free spirit energy that like a lot of artists have, and it's so wonderful. I mean, I can ask you a question and it's like endless answer because it just keeps, I feel like the energy just keeps flowing out of you. It's so awesome. I want to know, I mean, so you're a few years older than me. Because I'm 21. So a couple years on me you got there, but you grew up in probably my favorite era of music. So I would love to know what you were listening to in your high school days.
Actually, when I was in high school, I was definitely listening to some Lil Wayne and some 3-6 Mafia. But let's go back a little further. I was an NSYNC boy back in the day. I was Dirty Pop. I was so bye bye bye. I loved it. Oh man, I still love it to today. If I'm gonna do karaoke, it's step one. It's R. Kelly, I Believe I Can Fly. Then it's NSYNC, or it's Disney tunes. I grew up, my favorite movies are animations and Disney movies. I mean, like, I love a feel-good movie that makes you laugh and smile. It's got all different types of emotions. Back to music. I used to be getting down with Cisco, Pink, and that was just before high school. But high school, I was kind of learning from everybody, and they really brought me into like the rap world. Lil Wayne and Project Pat and 3-6 Mafia, and that stuff was really fun to be rocking with. And yeah, I mean, what were yours?
Right. Oh gosh. So I mean, from that era, because I kind of had to backtrack. I had to work backwards. When I first kind of found music, I was in middle school too, and I backtracked. So it started with like All Time Low, and I backtracked to like Blink and Green Day, that kind of stuff.
And today I was singing Dookie all day. Like I was just running around.
Their best album. It's their best album.
Yeah. So, oh man, I got up like right, and that was the first thing on my head. I was walking around everywhere. It's just Green Day. That time was the best of Green Day. And yeah, of course, Blink-182, such a great band where they're running around, and just their music videos were so much fun. Oh yeah, let's go. Oh yeah, we're talking that stuff. Like Lit was real cool. Even Korn. I didn't really get into the whole metal world until recently, and I think that was a big thing to do with Cruz. Cruz, I'm a pretty big kind of method actor. It really does bleed into my real life, but also in the same sense, I wasn't too far off from Cruz, but there were certain elements, like I'm not pulling switchblades on kids, and I'm not stealing car parts and rims and shit, and I'm not doing that. But yeah, I mean, I've been influenced by some other people recently that have been exploring. I've really gone through all different spectrums of appreciation for music. I like when people say, "What do you want to hear?" I'm like, You pick. I just want to hear what you want to hear. I want to learn. It can be anything. Some days I'll turn on some straight up horns and Latin music, not like Bad Bunny, like
Real loud.
Mexico, like just straight up horns. And then the next day I'm listening to country a lot. I love country music, which I actually have like this I don't know. I've been experimenting with a lot of music. I've got this thing I've been working on where it's a JKap Records and the label signs all different genres, but the actual trick is but don't tell anybody. Shh.
Don't tell anyone. We're telling everybody that's listening.
Beep. Gotta censor that part out. That's between
Okay.
me.
I'll censor it.
Yeah, my first artist is named Minivan. You can check him out. He's a rapper. His first song is called Vans, and yeah, we've been developing him slowly. Got a country artist coming out named Kyle Beck. We got some metal coming out. Haven't decided their name yet. I got a whole band. Pop artists. A lot to come out soon.
I love it. I love it.
But at the same time, I'm getting back to JKap too. A lot of JKap music's about to come out. And yeah, I've got a summertime song that we're about to record on Monday that is more situational for the area that I live in, but it's gonna have that vibe that it doesn't matter where you are, that you can really you can get what's going on. It's about like, it's about cruising on the belt line, which is the belt line is this big giant circle where everybody bicycles around, and it's like the closest thing Atlanta has to a beach. And it's just like where people go and they congregate. It's like a pier. And so I'm incorporating with my JKap sound, but the song is cruising on the belt line. And I will use a lot of influence of what actually happens on the belt line, but also throw in a lot of Cobra Kai references. And, you know, so
Yeah.
working on some merch too. And oh yeah, wasn't that pretty cool? Did you hear about or play the video game?
Yes, I did. I started playing the video game. I am quite behind. My family is in the process of moving. So I actually dipped out, went home from college. I'm taking all my classes online and I'm helping my family move. So it's I'm trying to play. Like I did the tutorial. I've been playing in between like us doing things to move houses and but I'm not that far into it. I just got to Miyagi-Do and I said that like 3 days ago on a live and it's still true. I haven't played again. So
Have you gotten to fight Cruz yet?
no.
Do you
Not
know
yet.
that Cruz, yeah, you know that Cruz is in it.
I do. I've heard a lot of people are in it and I'm excited. And there are people that I still need to fight. But
Well,
I
good
was
luck. I hear I'm pretty tough. So
probably.
I'm like a lot taller and skinnier, but oh, it's me. There's no doubt that's me. It's the coolest thing in the world to be in a video game. I mean, it's really amazing, of course, to be in Cobra Kai, but then you're on a video game too.
It's so rad. Like it's got to be like the coolest thing ever. And you're just sitting there and you're like, yeah, oh, hey guys, like there's me in the video game. That's me. right next to, like Billy Zabka and Ralph Macchio. Yep, there's me. Fought them both.
Yeah, and I mean, like, so yeah, so talking about the legends, William Zabka and Ralph Macchio. When it dawned on me from the audition what I was auditioning for, and I found out that they were in it too, I couldn't believe what was about to happen. And then season 1, I got to act with William Zabka, and that was just a legendary experience, especially when he makes fun of me. Like I love all these things that happen to my character in the show. I'm like the punching bag, and I get to say that I had a fight or something with everybody. And hopefully in the next round, I'll get to fight Hawk and Tori and all of them, you know? It's like, I want to fight Kreese too. I'm coming for you. You better watch
go
your
get
ass.
him. Go get him. You better watch your ass.
Watch your ass.
Oh, I love it. I love that you're also
only just begun.
you're every 16-year-old girl's dream. I feel like everyone on Instagram is like, I'd pay to have Ralph punch me in the face, or I'd pay to have William punch me in the face. You're the punching bag, and you can tell every girl that you've been punched in the face by them.
Yeah,
I can be jealous of you.
I mean, like when they told me that, so like I got like 3 episodes of season 1, and I was just like, this is amazing. And then I get this, because it comes around to season 2, and they're like, oh, but you're only in 1. I'm like, oh. They're like, but in that scene you're fighting Ralph Macchio. I'm like, what? You kidding me? I was like, okay, it doesn't matter. I'm good.
Worth it.
And then I get to do a scene in season 3 with both of them in prison, and Johnny slaps me. Oh my God, that's my favorite scene. It was so, oh my God, it's so funny. I get to bleed from my nose. He hit me.
I love the lead into it too. When Robbie's mom is like, yeah, those 2 guys, one looks like Chris Brown, the other's vaguely Latin, and Billy's like, Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it.
And we knew exactly who they were talking about too. And I was like, yes, they're back.
I love it. That was the feeling I was hoping you'd get, because I was like, I don't tell nobody till the show comes out. You ain't gonna find out if I'm in it or not till you watch it, because I want you to be surprised when you see me. It's like, and that would have been, that would have killed that moment. I mean, I feel like when you have no clue and all of a sudden they say something like that, vaguely Latin, like, and Chris Brown, like, that was hilarious to me. Because I've never really heard I was Latin looking, but I mean, I hear it every now and then. I'm told like I got like a bunch of, like, I look like this guy, that guy. Most of the time I get like Johnny Depp meets Orlando Bloom, like if they had a baby together.
Not a half bad comparison, huh?
I'll take it. Sometimes I had like Tommy Lee, and sometimes I got Kid Rock. I was like, okay. That depends. That's for some days when I'm looking a little rednecky, a little bit. Which just depends on what I'm wearing. I got a million characters in me, and it's like every outfit I put on kind of brings me into a certain vibe. I'm a very worldly person that like has experienced a lot, and I'm very open to a lot. I'm an extremely easygoing person that can get along with pretty much anybody. Usually give everybody 100% until they lose it. If they lose it, it's their fault. Like, you know, I believe in you, I believe in you more and more and more. Even when you actually screw up a lot, I give you a lot of chances, because I believe that everybody's got a lot of greatness in them, and sometimes they're just jaded and they don't know, they just haven't had somebody to kind of be there for them. And that's kind of, you know, that's what I want out of others as well. So, you know, do unto others as you would do unto yourself, type, you know, as you would want done unto yourself. And you know,
I mean, that leads into such a great point, though, that I wanted to actually ask you about. The show really does dive into the idea that there's no good, there's no evil, life's not black and white. And you know, your character is presented as kind of just a general bad guy clown-esque character, you know, like kind of a goof. But what do you see in your character that is good? Because I think a lot of people are looking for that.
I think a lot of people are looking for that. I've seen that a lot on the pages, and I think that's amazing. And I'm very excited. And hopefully the writers and the creators are picking up what these fans are putting down, because they talk about getting me further into this. Like, I personally would love to see Cruz go darker, but then get lighter. I mean, like, some people talk about seeing the reasons why in his back past of why he turned this way. And maybe it's, not his fault. Maybe it was his upbringing, his parenting. And, I've got my theories. I've got things that I'd love to see happen. And I can see some stuff that could come up that could really bring home where it all came from, and something that everybody could relate to. But I wouldn't want to just put it out there. I don't know. It's just like, I have no clue if these things are going to happen. They're just kind of where I would hope. And like, when when things pop up, when I come into these scenes, everything is so hush hush in the project. They don't want the stories coming out. So everybody's finding out as last minute as possible when they're coming in. It's basically like, when we're about to shoot, when everybody's about to start shooting, and you kind of just gear up. You're just like, all right, waiting for that call. Let's see what's going to happen this time. And I do keep up with a number of the cast and the producers, the writers, the creators, the big three. Those guys are legends, what they've done. I mean, I was worried that they, they're talking about doing a comedy. I'm like, what, how comedy? What are you talking about? This is the Karate Kid. Like, that was no comedy. Like,
No.
that was, and if they had done it that way now, it wouldn't work, I don't think. And they just gave it so much edge, but yet so much for all different ages. These guys are incredible writers, and I couldn't be more thankful to be a part of this team. Like, when I did research too on top of it, I'm like, wait, you guys did Harold and Kumar? You did the Hot Tub Time Machine? You did American Reunion? No way. These guys are right up my alley, because like my favorites are like Judd Apatow. I love the Seth Rogen and the all those guys. Like, they're just, I love comedy. I was raised on Jim Carrey. I'm like, I would love it if like I would be respected as like a Jim Carrey meets Johnny Depp, because I love character acting. I love every role Johnny Depp's ever played. Same with Jim Carrey, but they're both odd in their own ways. One's a little deeper and one's a little more over the top, and I love it. But I'd love to be a nice middle ground, and but I'm also just riding with it all and seeing what people want to see me do. Like, I didn't necessarily ever think I was going to be playing a bad guy, but as I've grown up, I've started to learn I can play a pretty good bad guy sometimes. And like, maybe villain life in the movies and TVs is a great place for me.
Yeah. And you get to call Johnny Lawrence a punk ass bitch over and over again.
God, that was so amazing. I get to look him in the eyes and say, you're a punk ass bitch, and he slaps me.
Yeah, and he did slap you one time. You were telling the story. It was awesome that he actually slapped you.
He connected. And I personally just I was doing another short film recently, and I had the same issue when I punched somebody. And so it happens. And I'm not a stunt double, nor is he technically. I mean, he does a lot of his own stunts. I believe he's got a stunt double. I never had to work with his stunt double though. And I don't even know if I worked with the Ralph Macchio stunt double. I think he was the person who jumped from the balcony to kick the knife out of my hand. I don't remember a stunt double. So, I mean, these guys are, they're really in there doing it. I mean, they're very trained in karate and stuff too. So, I mean, this was their life. They did three movies. Well, not both of them.
Ralph did. I think he's the one who resisted learning karate, though. Billy really got into it. From what I hear, he really took it on and learned karate, whereas Ralph kind of like fought it a little bit. That's the rumor going around.
That's cool. I didn't get to talk to him too many times. Those guys are busy, and when they're on set, like, I didn't get to meet everybody in the cast yet. Season 3, I got to meet most of the cast because we did. I was in one of the first two episodes. So we started with a 2-episode table read with most of the cast, I don't think Tori was there, but everybody else was there, and that was just a surreal feeling because I was sitting with Cruz, you know, Daniel, Johnny, Miguel, Robbie, Amanda, Sam. What's the little blonde guy with the glasses? He's there.
Oh, Bert, Owen Morgan.
Yeah, Bert. Well, I met Bert a couple times too outside of that. We did Comic-Con and
That
and
Atlanta meetup with Cobra Kai companion.
yeah, Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah, led by Peter and Bree. It was just what an amazing fan base. It's just you do not get this, and it's just. I mean, I don't think any show has a fan base like Cobra Kai. It's unreal. And another thing that's special about the show is that not only are the fans engaged 24/7, 365, the actors are too. Like, what show do you get that? It's just, I don't see it happening. I mean, maybe like a certain special interview here or there, but everybody's talking to each other. It's just a giant, massive community, which is just beautiful.
Yeah, everyone's just so supportive of each other and so welcoming, and yeah, I love being a part of it. And it's not every day that, you know, somebody could sit down and be like, oh yeah, I'm a digital creator, and they could sit down with an actor and be like kind of homies in a sense. Like, you get to know these people, and I love that about this fandom. And all the other creators are so great, and the actors are so great, and I can't say anything bad about anyone, which I feel like doesn't happen very often. But I want to ask you, I mean, you're a lot older than Tanner, especially when you were filming that first season. You worked with him a lot. So what was the dynamic like between the three of you?
Well, I feel like all the time and wherever I go, but also when I'm working on the show, people are like, wait, what? You're that old? And then it's like me and Robbie and Trey, you know, we have this like almost on screen, off screen, similar personality. I mean, Tanner's a little smartass, and we just the same way he is in the show. But I could be also in that same continuous method acting persona that when you're on set. But you know, I haven't seen him too many times off set. We've gotten to hang out, and he seems to like get a little sweeter. But you know, me and Trey, we keep up all the time, and he's just blowing up. Like, he's all over the TV right now, and he's popping up in these major movies. I mean, he's killing it. And then Tanner's he's about to do a bunch of other majors. I mean, and that boy's like a young Tom Cruise or something. And we just like act like brothers and running around and, you know, poking jabs. I mean, it's interesting because I only have certain eras of my life where I went through like a couple of months of hitting the gym, but these guys, they like spend the whole time talking comparisons of muscles and workout plans, and like they're actually pretty ripped there, and like I'm over here just skinny, lanky Cruz, JKap, and that's. Hey, I love it. I mean, this is who I am. I mean,
It works with the character, I think. You're kind of the goofball of the group.
Yeah, maybe I can get a little cuts in me a little more, but I'm like, you know, modern day Jesus over here. Yeah, that's got that look going on.
Got the mustache going that Johnny just can't stand.
Oh, it's a mustache. Yeah, now I can get a full beard ish. You know, it's almost, you know, it's there. It's really up here, but some here. And right now I've been letting it go. I've been enjoying it, and I shave it all the time. I love switching it up. Like I said, I love switching my look up and trying different styles. And one of the great things that I've been doing in between all this, like the work and where I've expanded past like the music video world, I got back into the full-on creative world, and like I've been teaming up with this just extremely amazing team of guys who are just like my best friends. They're like the best of people. And I'm actually in their studio right now. The Cogito Creative here in Atlanta. That's Gus Wild and Ben Sicardi and a whole bunch of other people. We meet up every week and have writing sessions. Every year we do like 2 different film competitions. We just get together and we support each other. We have ideas, we get together on Friday nights and have freestyle jam sessions on live feed with our buddy Biz, Rob, and I mean, like, this area I'm in right now is a live studio setup, like 5 different cameras, and everybody just plug up their laptops and we got microphones around the room and we just jam out. And we're just always coming up with just fun, creative stuff and just this like amazing, supportive, beautiful family vibe, the best of people I've ever met. And like, I just, North Carolina boys, they come from the Tar Heels, which I was born in North Carolina. So I was raised in Atlanta since I was 3. I was born in Morehead City, North Carolina. So I'm a Georgia Tech fan and a Tar Heel fan, but these boys are serious Tar Heel fans, and just such great people. And I'm just surrounded by, and that's what keeps me going too. It's just my surroundings, all the people that are around me. This is, like I said, the support system from all angles. It's just a gift. I mean, it's a blessing. It's a gift. It's in some places it can feel a little bit of a curse, but that curse is helping a lot in different ways. It's just
Yeah. Well, I gotta take this moment to say go Cuse, because you mentioned 2 other ACC schools, and I just need to get that plug in there. Go Syracuse, go Orange, Sweet 16. Let's go.
do your thing. Like I said, I'll just watch and be like, cool. My little brother he's 19. He just got a scholarship to Georgia Tech. My dad couldn't have been more happy. And my mom, she's just a saint. She's been the most supportive. She was into all this stuff before she had us. I mean, she's still in it. Like, and she, puts in her great influence. Sometimes I go a little too far, and mom will come in and, give me a call and be like, are you okay? Are you worried? I was like, don't worry, Mom. I'm doing my thing. And she's like, okay, I just want to make sure. And everybody's watching each other, and I'm very thankful. We got this whole COVID thing that came down, and thankful for like things like this Zoom. I never used any of this stuff until the COVID thing happened. I remember like having 20 family members on a phone for my first time, being like, what is this? This is too much going on. I'm in this cave by myself watching Netflix. Oh, let's go to Netflix. Give it up to Netflix for making us the #1 show in the world. Like,
I wanted to know what the response was like to that. I mean, because I'm sure like your notoriety just like skyrocketed at that point. Everybody started to know who you were.
Yeah, it was like a whole different thing. Like, because you got to okay. So I was like doing this show for like 2 years, 2.5 years, maybe even up to 3 before it hit Netflix. And I'd be telling my friends, I'd be like, yo, have y'all heard about this Cobra Kai show? The Karate Kid. They're like, oh, that's what's up. I'm like, yeah, it's on YouTube. They're like, oh, it's on Netflix. I'm like, nah, it's on YouTube. They're like, oh, okay. So what's happening over here? Like, I'm like, damn it, you're not taking me serious. You have no clue what I'm talking about. Then all of a sudden, oh, Netflix hits. And everybody calls me. I'm like, oh, now you're listening to me. Now you know what I was talking about all those years. And it's like the support, like everybody's like, it's just, we've been doing this out of Atlanta. Like I said, everybody's creating together and everything. So when one of us does something big, it's just like everybody did something big. So, the support system came beyond just the amazing happiness of it being to Netflix. Now, so many other bigger doors have opened up. I mean, Atlanta is pretty open right now, in comparison to everywhere else. So we are getting around and we're seeing each other, and it's just massive support. Like, it's what Netflix has done is just unbelievable. And it's like running around. I've had this, like, for many years, notoriety for all the things that I have done in my life, but I've never felt something like this. And it's, you're writing the writers and the creators and just thanking them and talking to them, like, dude, I'm literally walking down the street and people know what, like, they're like, that's Cruz from Netflix. And I'm like, oh yeah, holy crap. Whoa.
Oh yeah, I did that.
That is me. Oh my God. No way.
I did
Because
that.
it doesn't change. It hasn't changed me. It's not like it's like, and I think what's been beautiful is like all of this has trained me to be in a place like this where I didn't, like, all of a sudden just take it for granted and just get it and be like some snotty nosed actor that thinks he's better than everybody. I'm no better than anybody. Like, we are, I'm amazed by everybody, and I just love what's going on from everybody. Like, I support all my friends, they support me. It's and that comes from Atlanta, but it also comes from other places. I got, people have started in Atlanta and gone other places, and through the internet, we've even had, developed friendships with people that I have never even physically met that are showing support, and I showed them support. And I remember when I got out of high school, my year was the first year Facebook started. It was the first year YouTube started, and we were making films all during high school and looking for a place to put them up online. And I lost a lot of the stuff I made at an early age, but now I still have stuff that I made over 10 years ago that up on YouTube. But I realized what Facebook was right away when I didn't, because at first you had to have a college email, and I didn't go to college. When I got out of high school, I knew what I was doing already. I had already been winning awards, and I entered a film festival with the largest student film festival, college student film festival in the world, called Campus Movie Fest International. And I worked my way into it as not a student, like me and a friend who was a student, and we won the whole thing. So I was just like, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm not going to stop. And I realized what Facebook was when my friend who went to BU had an extra email. So he got me in there, and I'm just keeping up with everybody while they're going to college. And I was like, okay, I'm going to start posting all these things I'm doing. And there was a different algorithm back then. Like, people would see every post you made. So literally people would be like, God dang it, this guy won't get off of my mini feed. I was all over it. So I was the guy on Facebook. You just knew what I was up to. And I was like, look, Mom, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to keep doing this. And when everybody gets out of college, they're all going to need this type of stuff. They're going to need videos. They're going to need photos. And they're going to need to be entertained. So they're going to start calling. And that's what happened. So, I never stopped. I'm never going to stop. I'll always transition. And, there's always going to be new things, new me's, but they're always going to be me. But they're just going to be new, different angles and different things. And what needs to be done in this world, what does the world provide for me? A lot of it is universe happening, and it depends on what people believe in the world, and fates, or was it preordained, or is it an everyday choice? I don't know, but either way, I'm just out here and I'm gonna keep doing it, and I'm just thankful that there's people out there that allow me to keep doing this.
I love it. You are just a jack of all trades. I do want to know though, because obviously the fan community has grown so much since Cobra Kai came out on Netflix. I'm sure the theories for your character have gotten wilder and like and just crazier in general. So I want to know what the wildest fan theory you've heard is about Cruz.
Somebody said, I'll become the Karate Kid. I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll defeat them all and become the Karate. Yeah, okay, that one's a joke. A lot of people would like to see me join Cobra Kai. I think that's a great place. I would love to see Cruz and Trey do some really dirty work for Kreese. I think that makes sense. Some people think maybe I'm Cruz Silver, I don't see that as being too far-fetched of an idea either.
You had the ponytail in season 3, right?
Oh yeah, all I gotta do is that and shave my face, and I'm pretty much the same type of build, minus a little muscle. It could be his kid.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think now that Robbie is in Cobra Kai with Kreese, there is an opportunity there because you guys have worked together before when Robbie was going through his little bad boy phase. And then obviously he ditched you guys to go try to be good. Like, what the F is that all about?
Lame.
And then, now he's back he's going darker than I think he's ever been. So
right.
There is that opportunity.
I feel like if I had to go, if we came in and Kreese brought us in, he would like help bring Robbie to even a darker place, or maybe eventually scare him to a better place, because he's like, no, I ain't messing with these guys. Do you not know these people? He like calms him down, and Robbie's like, all right, fine. And then we get dirty, and maybe Tori comes around. She's, maybe Cruz and Tori have like a relationship. I don't know. Who knows? There's just a million different things. I could see, maybe, yeah, I don't know. Those are the most of the ones I've heard. Regardless, I want to see free Cruz, free Trey and Cruz, free Trey and Cruz. Hopefully we'll get some t-shirts out there, and
someone should make them.
Oh, it's in the works. It's to be coming soon.
You heard it here.
And it comes from the fans. That's
the
best part. Fan art is all over the place. I mean, there's tons of artists out there in the world that are just drawing pictures. I've got stuff hanging on my wall from amazing fans. I send signatures or signed autographs of headshots out to people too. And we've got tons of digital art, hand-drawn art. I mean, it's just incredible. I'm just overly thankful and daily in awe that this is all a reality.
It's so crazy. But I'm so glad that it happened to you. It sounds like you put in just all of the work, and you just grinded your whole life, and here we are, and everybody knows who you are now, and I can't wait to see where it's headed.
Yeah.
And it provides me with a great opportunity to now give you some space to do some shameless self promo. It's my favorite part because I don't have to talk. You just get to tell everybody where to find you and what you're working on.
Okay, well, my name is Jeff Kaplan. I play Cruz, and my nickname is JKap. So that's JKap. So on Instagram and Facebook and all the stuff, it's at IAMJKAP. That's at IAMJKap. You could go to IAMJKap.com, and at the top there are links to all these different places as well. I've even got a SoundCloud with some of my music, but those are also on my YouTube under JKap the filmmaker. And like I mentioned, a lot of these other names throughout the video from these other companies and all these other creatives as well. If you want to look back and find those names that I mentioned, you can also just Google those names, and they've got tons of content that I was involved with and stuff that I wasn't involved with. But I'm telling you, you would love to see it. All these people are rock stars, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen for the rest of my career. Hopefully this launches into many more opportunities, and hopefully it also does the same for all of these other people in the circle. And and hopefully, you know, it opens up more doors for you guys too. I see that you guys have really figured out a way to, you know, develop extra stuff. Like, I mean, you got these channels, and who knows where that can take it to, you know? And maybe it inspires you to even expand and move into different things, and maybe it becomes a career. Who knows? I just would love to see what this does for everybody. But
Yeah.
yeah, at I am JKap.
All right. I'm going to have as many things as I possibly can linked down below in the description. It's going to be jam-packed, I'm sure. So if I don't get something in there, we've said them all throughout the course of this episode. So we can go back and find them.
Yeah, whatever you're going to put in there too, before you post it, you can send it to me and make sure that it all looks good, and I'll help you correct it and get it to a perfect place. And, you know, like I said, if there's anything you ever wanted to do, any other things you wanted to talk about, you know, feel free to reach out. And thank you so much for doing this. And I've had a great time. You're a wonderful person, and you're really rock star at what you do.
Thank you. I have one last question for you though. And I do this with every single one of my guests because I am all about preaching positivity. And I feel like COVID has really given us a negative outlook on life that we don't need to have. So I'm asking everybody what the most positive part of the pandemic has been for them.
Got to spend a lot of time with my family. And
seems to be the general answer.
You know, I just, you know, I got to spend time with my brother before he went to college. A lot of that. I didn't get to spend time with my sister in Singapore, and I missed out on the baby's birth of my first niece. But thank God we got Zoom at least. But family time has been just such an incredible thing. I'm so thankful for it. And I think, you know, definitely it was a tough time for a lot of people, and you know, a lot of hardship for a lot of people, and really sorry that it's happened to everybody. I mean, this is tough.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people have found a way to make some good stuff out of it, and hopefully a lot of people got to spend time with their families like I did too.
Yeah, I definitely did as well. And I'm just glad that we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and that everybody has sort of seemed to have found some kind of strength through this period. But yeah, man, I'm so glad you came on here to chat with me. It's been a blast. I enjoyed myself.
And one thing before you go, I'm gonna take a picture of us. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see if it doesn't flash. All right, give me a peace sign or something. 1, 2, 3.